Have you ever gotten to the end of the month, looked at your bank account and thought, wait, where did all my money go? Not because you bought a luxury car, not because you booked some extravagant vacation, not because you made one giant financial mistake. No, it was 100 little things. A food delivery here, a ride share there, an extra subscription you forgot about, a convenience store purchase because you didn't feel like stopping at a grocery store, a premium service because it saved a few minutes. And honestly, that's what makes this so dangerous. The money disappears quietly. It doesn't feel like spending. It feels like solving problems. And that's exactly why most people never notice it. My name is Nivy, and I spend way too much time thinking about money. Not just investing and saving, but the weird psychology behind why smart people struggle financially even when they earn decent incomes. And one pattern shows up over and over again. People think they're spending money on products. They're actually spending money on convenience. Now, don't get me wrong, convenience isn't evil. In fact, some forms of convenience are worth every penny. The problem is that modern life has turned convenience into a default setting. Every inconvenience now has a paid solution. Hungry? Deliver it. Bored? Stream it. Need groceries? Have someone shop for you. Need transportation? Press a button. Need entertainment? Subscribe. Need faster shipping? Upgrade. Need a faster checkout? Pay extra. Need somebody else to do something? There's an app for that. And little by little, we stop noticing the cost. Today's video isn't about becoming cheap. It's not about making your life harder. It's about recognizing a hidden financial leak that quietly drains thousands of dollars every year. Because once you see it, you can't unsee it. And that perspective shift alone could completely change the way you think about money. Number 1, convenience feels cheap because you buy it in tiny pieces. Let's start with the biggest reason this trap works. The costs are small. Really small. $5, $10, $15, $20. Nobody panics over $20. Nobody lies awake at night worrying about a $10 delivery fee. But here's the thing. Financial damage rarely arrives as one giant expense. It arrives disguised as tiny purchases repeated hundreds of times. Imagine ordering food 3 times per week. Maybe the meal itself costs $20. Then add delivery fees, service fees, taxes, tips. Suddenly, you're paying $30 instead. That's $10 extra, 3 times per week, $30 weekly, over $1,500 per year. And that's just one habit. Most people never calculate annual costs. They only see today's cost. The human brain is surprisingly bad at adding up repetitive expenses. We see $10, we don't see $1,500. Why does this matter? Because wealth isn't usually lost in dramatic moments. It's lost through invisible repetition. Action step. Start annualizing every convenience purchase. Don't ask, what does this cost today? Ask, what does this cost every year? That single question changes everything. Number 2, companies sell time, not products. Here's something interesting. Most convenience companies aren't really selling products, they're selling time. Think about it. Food delivery isn't food, it's time. Ride sharing isn't transportation, it's time. Premium shipping isn't shipping, it's time. The promise is always the same. Pay money, save effort, save time. And honestly, that's not a bad trade. Some forms of convenience are worth every penny. The problem is that modern life has turned convenience into a default setting. Number 3, the discomfort tax. Most convenience spending isn't actually about time, it's about avoiding discomfort. And this is where things get interesting. Because humans are wired to avoid inconvenience. We don't like waiting, we don't like planning, we don't like being uncomfortable. So we pay. We pay to skip lines. We pay to avoid cooking. We pay to avoid errands. We pay to boredom. We pay to avoid effort. It's basically a discomfort tax. Imagine someone arriving home tired after work. Cooking requires effort. Delivery requires a button. The convenience option wins, not because it's better, because it's easier. And honestly, after a long day, that's understandable. But when every inconvenience gets outsourced, expenses explode. Why it matters? Discomfort is often where financial progress begins. Learning to tolerate small inconveniences creates enormous long-term savings. Action step. Once per day, deliberately choose the slightly less convenient option. Not always, just once. Train the muscle. Number 4. Convenience is addictive. This is the part nobody talks about. Convenience changes expectations. Once something becomes easy, normal effort starts feeling painful. Think about GPS. Most people can't navigate without it anymore. Think about streaming. Waiting 1 week for an episode feels unbearable. Think about food delivery. Cooking starts feeling like a chore. Convenience raises your baseline, and every time your baseline rises, your spending tends to rise too. It's like upgrading your lifestyle. The new normal becomes permanent. Why it matters? Financial freedom requires controlling lifestyle inflation. Convenience inflation is just another version of the same problem. Action step. Every few months, temporarily remove one convenience service. Not forever, just long enough to reset your perspective. You may discover you don't miss it nearly as much as you thought. Number 5. The richest people buy different kinds of convenience. This is where people often get confused. They hear messages about avoiding convenience spending and assume wealthy people do everything themselves. Actually, many wealthy people spend heavily on convenience. But they buy different kinds. They don't usually spend thousands outsourcing routine tasks because they're lazy. They spend money protecting high-value time. There's a difference. If a business owner earns hundreds of dollars per hour, paying someone to handle routine tasks may make perfect sense. But many people reverse the equation. They outsource tasks before their income justifies it. Why it matters? The goal isn't eliminating convenience. It's matching convenience spending to your financial reality. Action step. Separate convenience purchases into 2 categories: life-enhancing and lifestyle-enhancing. One improves productivity, the other simply feels good. Know the difference. Number 6. The subscription avalanche. Convenience subscriptions are everywhere. Music, movies, storage, fitness apps, productivity tools, news, gaming, food memberships, delivery memberships. And each one feels harmless. $10, $15, $20. But they stack. 1 becomes 3, 3 becomes 7, 7 becomes 12. Suddenly, you're spending hundreds every month before the month even starts. And because subscriptions happen automatically, they become invisible. The pain of paying disappears. That's powerful psychology. Why it matters? Invisible spending is dangerous spending. Anything automated deserves regular review. Action step. Print or download the last 3 months of subscriptions. Cancel anything that doesn't create obvious value immediately. Number 7. Convenience creates financial blind spots. One of the strangest side effects of convenience is that it disconnects us from spending. Cash feels real. Digital payments feel abstract. Automatic payments feel invisible. The easier spending becomes, the less we notice it. Think about ordering food. No driving, no waiting, no cash, no physical exchange. A few taps, done. The entire spending experience gets removed, and that's exactly why people underestimate how much they're spending. Why it matters? Awareness drives behavior. When awareness disappears, spending usually increases. Action step. Track every convenience purchase for 30 days, not to judge yourself, just to observe. Most people are shocked by what they discover. 8. The hidden cost isn't money. Now here's the twist. The biggest cost isn't always financial. Sometimes convenience steals skills. Cooking, planning, patience, problem solving, resourcefulness. The more we outsource, the less capable we become. And capability has value. Imagine two people. One can solve basic problems independently. The other relies on paid solutions for everything. Which person is more resilient? Which person adapts better during hard times? Which person spends less? The answer is obvious. Why it matters. Money is important, but self-reliance creates options, and options are valuable. Action step. Choose one life skill to strengthen this year. Cooking is a great place to start. The returns compound for decades. 9. Convenience isn't the enemy. After all this, you might think convenience is terrible. It's not. Convenience is one of the greatest advantages of modern life. The problem isn't convenience. The problem is unconscious convenience. There's a huge difference. Buying convenience intentionally can improve life dramatically. Buying it automatically can quietly drain wealth. The goal isn't deprivation. The goal is awareness. Spend on conveniences you genuinely value. Cut the ones you barely notice. Keep the ones that create meaningful benefits. Remove the ones that simply became habits. Why it matters. Financial success isn't built through punishment. It's built through alignment. Action step. Ask yourself one question. If I had to pay for this manually every month, would I still buy it? The answer reveals a lot. Conclusion. So let's come back to that question. Where does the money go? For many people, it doesn't disappear into luxury. It disappears into convenience. Tiny purchases, small upgrades, effort-saving services, little shortcuts. None of them seem important individually, but together they can quietly cost thousands of dollars every year. And the funny thing is, most people never notice, because convenience rarely feels expensive. It feels helpful. It feels efficient. It feels reasonable. That's what makes it such a powerful trap. The solution isn't becoming extreme. It's not giving up every modern comfort. It's not trying to win some competition to see who can suffer the most. The solution is awareness. Pay attention to what you're buying. Pay attention to what you're avoiding. Pay attention to whether the convenience actually improves your life or simply removes a small moment of discomfort. Because every dollar you spend is doing one of two things. It's building your future, or it's buying your present. Neither choice is automatically wrong, but it's worth knowing which one you're making. Honestly, that's the entire point. Not guilt, not deprivation, just awareness. The next time you're about to press the button, upgrade the service, pay the fee, or choose the faster option, pause for a second. Ask yourself whether it's worth it. Sometimes the answer will be yes. Sometimes the answer will be no. And those small decisions, repeated over months and years, end up shaping far more of your financial future than most people realize. Take your time. Think about it. And remember, wealth is rarely built through one big decision. It's usually built through thousands of small ones.